Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Or should I say good, very cold Tuesday morning, everyone. If you are on this side of the country, wow, you woke up this morning. It was definitely not the same temperature that it was yesterday, but it is a wonderful, blessed day. And it helps us to remember we are getting closer to Thanksgiving. We're getting closer to Christmas. We're family and time to get together and kind of reflect on the year. And for some people, I'll do it. We'll kind of reassess our year and make some adjustments for 2023 and start those New Year's resolutions. I'm sure we will have a Tuesday talk about that, but it's just a wonderful time to be able to reflect on where we've been this past year. And as I was driving this past weekend, I was listening to a sermon. I do that from time to time, and the speaker said something that I guess I never paid attention, or at least never thought in this way before. He was talking about the Sermon on the Mount, and he was there at the beginning in Matthew chapter 5. And the setting is Jesus is there, crowds are following him, and so I don't know if it's necessarily to get away, but at least to be able to speak or to be able to spend some more time with a group of people that were there. He goes up on the mountain, and it says that his disciples followed him. Now, that disciples, I guess we've always taken it to be meaning those chosen 12. But I was looking at it through a commentary when I got back, and through another translation, because this is the point he was bringing out, is that it wasn't just the disciples. The disciples is a generic word, and it could mean those that were really committed to following him. Jesus had people following him all around, not just the 12. And so it was interesting because the point he was making was that it leads you to the conclusion that some stayed down at the valley or by the lake, where he goes up on the mountain, and those that were really committed to him made that trek. And it made me think, we can have life very easy, and it's very easy to stay down at the lake. And it's not that our lake life wouldn't be bad. But if you really want that mountaintop experience, you really want to be blessed by God, sometimes it takes journeying up the mountain and making that climb. And we all have mountains in our life, and I know we like it easy, but let me remind you that God never promised that life in this Christian life, in this life in which we live, is going to be easy. He blesses us beyond all measure, but anytime you look in the Bible, whether it's from Noah or from Abraham or David or keeping on going into the New Testament with the apostles, they had some challenges in their life. But the ones that were blessed and accomplished a lot, they climbed the mountain. And I find that's very interesting that as his companions are climbing the mountain with him, and those that make this journey, he begins those Beatitudes. The very first one, blessed are the poor in spirit, theirs is the kingdom of God. And I was like, wow, that's deep. You see, because somebody who is poor in spirit, another way to say it is when you're at the end of your rope. Sometimes those mountaintop experiences follow being at the end of our rope. And it's interesting that when he begins it, he says, if you're poor in spirit, because theirs is the kingdom of God. Because I think what he's saying is this: when there is less of me, when I'm at the end of the rope, when I have nowhere else to turn, but I have to turn to God, that's when God gets to show up and really gets to shine forth. And it's in those moments that are rough and challenging that God shows up and he shows out and our faith grows. And I think it's interesting that he started that whole series with that after those disciples climbed that mountain. So what about you today? Are you trying to climb the mountain, or are you sitting at the lake? I want to challenge you. Get up. If you're at the lake, get up. I know we like the lake. Trust me, in real life, I'd love to do it. But I want to challenge you to get up and climb the mountain. Climb the mountain with God and see the doors and the journey God takes you through. I hope you have a fabulous week, that you stay warm outside, and that we will see you next week right here on Tuesday Talks.